The New Awakening, courtesy of the Maximum Happiness course. A time will come in your life when you finally get it, when in the midst of all your fears and insanity, you stop dead in your tracks, and somewhere the voice inside your head cries out, "Enough! Enough fighting and crying or struggling to hold on." And like a child quietening down after a tantrum, your sobs begin to subside and you shudder once or twice. You blink back your tears and you begin to look at the world through new eyes. This is your new awakening. You realise it's time to stop hoping and waiting for something to change, for happiness, safety and security to come galloping over the next horizon. You come to terms with the fact that any guarantee of happily ever after must begin with you. And in the process, a sense of serenity is born of acceptance. You learn that whilst happiness is the primary goal of all human beings, that you can expect to uncover it only when you define what happiness actually means to you. You awaken to discipline yourself to always doing things the loving way rather than the hurtful way. You learn that the one thing you can learn to control is your thoughts, and that by keeping your mind calm and focused on kind, loving thoughts about yourself and others, you can make a better, more loving contribution to this world. You begin to realise that the pursuit of happiness is like chasing a butterfly, frantically chasing it here and there, only to find that it escapes your grasp as you approach it, and that it's only when you sit quietly at peace with yourself that happiness, like the elusive butterfly, appears on your shoulder. You awaken to the fact that you are not perfect, and not everyone will always love, appreciate or approve of who or what you are, and that's okay. They're entitled to their own views and their own opinions. And you learn the importance of loving and championing yourself, and in the process a sense of newfound confidence is born of self-approval. You begin to understand that it is the authentic you that makes you most happy, and you set out to reclaim your authentic self, avoiding the negative influence of others. You learn that people don't always say what they mean or mean what they say, and that not everyone will always be there for you. So you learn to stand on your own and to take care of yourself, and in the process a sense of safety and security is born of self-reliance. You learn that there are basic human needs that we must all satisfy to allow true happiness to return to our lives, and you begin the process of identifying the gaps where your needs are as yet unsatisfied and focus your attention on realizing these needs. You realize that much of the way you view yourself and the world around you is as a result of the childhood conditioning, emotional programming, messages and opinions and beliefs that have been ingrained into you, often wrongly, down the years of your life, and how that conditioned programming has influenced your inner happiness. You begin to sift through all the junk that you've been fed about how you should behave, how you should look, how much you should weigh, what you should wear, what you should do for a living, how much money you should make, what you should drive, how and where you should live, who you should marry, the importance of having and raising children, and what you owe your parents, family and friends. You realize that the beliefs that you have allowed to reside in your mind can dramatically improve or impair your experience of happiness. So you determine that you will improve your belief systems to eliminate out-of-date, self-limiting, destructive and negative beliefs that you have inherited along the journey of your life. You learn to open up to new worlds and different points of view, and you begin reassessing and redefining who you are and what you really stand for. You learn the difference between wanting and needing, and you begin to discard the doctrines and the values that you've outgrown or should never have bought into to begin with. And in the process, you learn to go with your instincts. You learn that it's better to want than to need someone, and better to be wanted than to be needed. You awaken to the fact that identifying your core values is essential to your happiness, and that aiming for things that are incongruent to your values will not bring you lasting contentment. You learn that the material things in life will only bring temporary happiness, and that the truth of happiness lies in the true value that you place upon them. You realize that your own self-love and self-esteem play a crucial role in attracting or repelling the happiness that you want in life. You determine that you will take responsibility for recovering from bouts of low self-esteem and focus on building higher self-esteem. You learn that acceptance, and in particular self-acceptance, can transform your life for the better. You learn that there are tools available that improve the quality of your beliefs and thoughts, that will increase the levels of happiness that you will enjoy in life. You learn that it's truly in giving that we receive, and that there is power and glory in creating and contributing. You also learn that principles such as honesty and integrity are not the outdated ideals of a bygone era, but the mortar that holds together the foundations upon which you must build a life. You learn to distinguish between guilt and responsibility. You learn that the only cross to bear is the one that you choose to carry, and that martyrs get burned at the stake. Then you learn about love, how to love, how much to give in love, how to open up to receive love. You learn to look at relationships as they really are, and not as you would have them be. You learn that it is a mistake to fall in love with someone for what you want them to become or think they might become, because they may well disappoint you. You learn that alone does not mean lonely. You learn that controlling people, situations and outcomes is not always to be recommended. You learn that a mind that's changed against its will remains of the same opinion still. And you learn to accept that others may not love or like you in the same way that you feel for them, and that this is okay. You learn that you can't change anyone permanently but yourself, and that others will only change themselves if they feel that it serves them. You stop working so hard at putting your feelings aside, smoothing things over and ignoring your needs. You learn that feelings of entitlement are perfectly okay, and that it's your right to want things that you want to be, to have and to do, and it's okay to ask for the things that you want, and that sometimes it's necessary to make demands. You come to the realization that you deserve to be treated with love, kindness, sensitivity and respect, and you won't settle for anything less. And you learn that your body really is your temple, and you begin to care for it and treat it with respect. You begin to eat a balanced diet, drink more water, take more exercise, and you learn that being tired fuels doubt, fear, and uncertainty, and so you take more time to rest. And just as food fuels the body, laughter fuels our soul. So you take more time to laugh and play. You awaken to the fact that your wonderful brain and mind are constructed and can be made to work for you, and how changing your thoughts will change your experience of happiness. You learn that for the most part, you get in life what you believe you deserve, and that much of life truly is a self-fulfilling prophecy. You learn that wishing for something to happen is different from working towards making it happen. More importantly, you learn that in order to achieve success, you need direction, discipline, and perseverance. You also learn that no one can do it alone, and that it's okay to risk asking for help. You learn the only thing you must truly fear is the greatest robber baron of them all, fear itself. You grow to understand that fear, more often than not, stands for false expectations appearing real. You learn to step right into and through your fears, because you know that whatever happens, you can handle it. And to give in to fear is to give away the right to live life on your own terms. And you learn to fight for your life and not to squander it, living under a cloud of impending doom. You learn that life isn't always fair. You don't always get what you think you deserve, and that sometimes bad things do happen to unsuspecting good people. On these occasions, you learn not to personalize things, and you finally learn and accept that comfortable love is not necessarily the love that provides you with the most fulfillment. You discover that anyone can merely love within a relationship, and that the greatest love of your life will require the greatest degree of courage and daring, and will challenge and stretch you beyond your comfort zones. You learn that the higher the price that you have to pay for love, the greater the reward in growth and happiness. You learn that the essence of loving is to display and receive the right quality and quantity of acceptance, appreciation, attention, affection, approval, and understanding. You learn that compatibility should always come before commitment, and a sincere sense of compassion and forgiveness goes a long way to healing old wounds. You learn that a truly loving relationship consists of a healthy combination of friendship, respect, and passion, usually in that order. You learn that one area where you must not compromise is your right to happiness. You are entitled to lead a happy and fulfilled life, experiencing growth, ongoing stimulation, and real love, and that each of these are your birthrights. You learn that God isn't punishing you or failing to answer your prayers. It's just life happening. You learn that negative feelings such as anger, envy, and resentment must be understood and redirected, or they will suffocate the life out of you and poison the universe that surrounds you. You learn to be appreciative and to take comfort in many of the simple things that we take for granted, things that millions of people upon this earth can only dream about. A full refrigerator, clean running water, a soft warm bed, a long hot shower, you begin to realize that the transformative energy of appreciation of self, of others, and the world around you will take you to new levels of happiness beyond your current experiences. You learn that your feelings and emotions colour the thoughts that you have and affect the decisions that you make and the outcomes that you achieve, and how to use your emotions to improve the happiness that you will attract. Slowly, you begin to take responsibility for yourself, by yourself, and you make yourself a promise to never betray your authentic feelings and self, and to never ever settle for less than your heart's desire. You awaken to the knowledge that every happy and unhappy event that you've ever experienced in this life involved your relationships with other people. And so you commit to developing your skills of empathy, compassion, and understanding. And you hang a wind chime outside your window so that you can listen to the wind. Never lose your fascination with the stars, and make it a point to keep smiling, to keep trusting and loving, and to keep your heart open to every wonderful possibility. You understand and embrace the fact that love, the greatest power of all, is the cement that holds everything together. Knowing that the phenomenal healing power of love is the strongest and most intense power of them all, you decide that a major purpose in your life is to become a totally loving human being. Your life is what you make it by the things and people that you choose to focus your attention upon. Your job is to live joyously, and to enable this by filling your mind with thoughts of love, compassion, and forgiveness. You come to realize that your biggest mistakes, your greatest regrets, have little to do with what you have done, and are all connected with love, with not having loved enough or having been loved enough. Through conscious thought and effort, and the application of love as your underlying principle, you pray that you will make fewer mistakes and have fewer regrets. Finally, with courage in your heart, you take a stand. You take a deep breath, and you begin to design the life filled with truth and happiness that you want to live as best as you can. Wishing you all the love and happiness that you wish for yourselves today, always, and forever.